Okay. Afternoon, welcome to the Athens-Clarke County Board of Elections special meeting. We're at 2555 Lexington Road, Athens, Georgia. First item on the agenda is to adopt it. Chair entertains a motion to adopt.
I so move.
A
Okay.
second.
Motion, Ms. Fambro, second, Ms. Till. All those in favor of adopting the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All right, next item on the agenda is public comment.
No.
Oh,
Thank you.
nice.
Hearing nothing from the public, we will move on. Next item on the agenda is the certification of the special election for House District 121. And the first agenda item is the approval and rejection of provisional ballots. Chair recognizes the interim director, Mrs. Long.
Chair Ruffles, we only had one voter who, we had mentioned at the, Tuesday's meeting regarding the, street issue with the Jarvis and all that, so that voter needs to count, so that's the only one that we have for provision.
Okay. Do you have that sheet
I
where
do
you
have those papers. with
approve?
me. Yes.
Yeah.
And the ballots in here too.
Don't we typically just receive that one sheet, right?
Hmm.
I don't have any. There's some those. That's
People will need to vote.
I got a sheet more than I do.
Yes, for me.
This is an extra. We should have both of those.
Okay, I guess the document I'm referring to, maybe we don't have, but we used to receive a document.
That you sign? Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
That's
can we
after
see
you
that?
look at that, I think.
Who wants to review this? Take a look.
I would like to go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Nobody else?
Yes, the next person. I think so. Okay. Oh, we gotta vote first before we sign it.
Oh.
That's okay.
Oh, we need a batch cover sheet.
It's on back there.
Assuming you're gonna vote yes. But let's vote, okay, first.
You gave away
Oh, I forget that.
punchline.
I know. All right, so in front of us, we have one provisional ballot that staff is recommending approval of. So the chair will entertain a motion to approve that one provisional ballot.
So move.
Okay,
A second.
motion, Mr. Shirley, second, Ms. Till. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. Will and Lisa got an extra eye in there.
Can't signed early, they're just anxious.
All right, while you guys sign, the chair will entertain a motion for recess. Actually, do we do the unofficial election summary and then recess? Or is that
I
gonna
think so,
include this?
I think we did the recess first, right? That's what I remember. Is that what y'all remember?
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Okay, well. I didn't think I'd understand that. All right, chair entertains a motion for
Okay.
30-minute recess.
So move.
So move.
Second?
Okay, the current time is 5:40, so we will reconvene at 6:10 PM. We had a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, Welcome back. All right, in front of us, we have a statement of votes cast. I guess I have that. Whoever wants to review that can take a look. And then we have, where to go? I have it. The election summary report. So I will read those out like we normally do. Actually, Mr. Secretary, would you like the honors of reading the votes cast?
I would.
Okay.
Remind me what all
So I
needs to be
think we
read.
usually do the, total votes cast,
Okay,
and then each votes cast for each candidate.
not the election, the advance voting, has to be by mail, just candidate total, candidate
That's
total.
what I believe, yeah.
Fine.
Mhm.
Okay, for the election summary report for the general election for Clarke County from December 9th, 2025, we have.
Right here.
Got it, thank you.
This one.
We have, total times cast, 3,785 votes out of 13,737 registered voters, at 27.55% turnout. For candidate Eric Gisler, total votes 3,116. For candidate Mac Dutch Guest IV, we have 669 votes cast, for a total votes cast of 3,785, with unresolved write-in total of 0.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. So with that, does any board member have any questions before we proceed to a vote? All right, pretty straightforward here. All right, the floor is open for a motion to approve the election summary report as presented to certify the election.
A
Motion, Ms.
second.
Hill, second, Ms. Fambro. All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay. The returns are certified. While we pass the signatures around, let's go ahead and move on to talking about 3B, which is the next agenda item under old business.
Okay.
But, I'm sorry, I have one more question before. Who is to sign here versus down here?
The board signs
In
the.
the top
and you do
section,
the Election
Superintendent?
superintendent.
well, because, yeah, so you're signing the bottom line?
Supervisor,
The superintendent.
but
Okay,
not mine.
You know, we always
Is that
get
yours?
that superintendent and.
Yeah.
Tell that.
I don't know.
Like,
That's sometimes y'all are superintendent, sometimes they're, do you know what I mean?
well, it does say supervisor, it says superintendent / supervisor.
Yeah, I feel like it's
She's the
Pam. Yeah, I
supervisor.
feel like that's Pam.
We're the superintendent.
Yeah.
Okay.
both sides.
I'm just kidding. It's,
And we let
All
the
right.
VP sign next.
all right, Lisa McLaughlin, you're recognized. If you,
Okay.
I don't know if you're the one from staff talking about 3B, but whoever it is, go ahead.
Okay, so after our meeting after your meeting on Tuesday, when we presented the option of, Bobby Snipes Water Resource Center, we were asked to come up with some other options to go along with that, and then you guys wanted to wait on a vote until all board members were here, to vote. So in the meantime, in those 2 days, did a lot of legwork, a lot of sending emails, a lot of talking to people, and came up with 4 options for you. And would you like me to just kind of read out again? Okay, all right, so the timeline goes back to the fall of 2025 when we identified that 3B needed to be moved. This is Lay Park, because of less than optimal ADA access and anticipated 2026 construction. We met with Leisure Services to discuss Linden House in October. Then in December, we met with Bobby Snipes Water Resource Center staff to talk about moving to that location. And then on last Tuesday, we presented Bobby Snipes and were asked to do some more legwork on some other locations. And then that's what we did for the last 2 days. And then that's how we got to here. Okay. So general information about the precinct that we were asked to gather, including active and inactive voters. There are 3,862 of those assigned to 3B. Average election day turnout is 600 voters. on election day, we were asked to put together race and gender and age demographics. So the race demographics are on the attached second sheet that you received. The first block are people that I really don't know what that means, why they, why they're separated out from the others. But then it's broken, oh, those are the people that didn't give a gender. And then the people, males are broken down according to race, females according to race, people who put X as a gender, and then unknown gender. So that'll let you know how that is broken down. And then the age demographics are 18 to 31 years old, 18 to 30-year-olds, there's 2,431. 31 to 60-year-olds, 1,051. And then people over 60, 380. We're proposing 4 sites for you to choose from. And we put them in the order of priority, what we think is the best sites compared to considering everything that we've looked at in the past couple of days. If you want me to read, I'll read out loud the sites, but I think maybe just for brevity, we won't read all my comments and then we can just talk about things.
Just read the location.
All right, sounds good. So Bobby Snipes Water Resource Building, which is located at 780 Barber. Athens Area Council on Aging, which is at 135 Hoyt Street. ACC Planning Department Auditorium, which is 120 West Doherty Street. And Linden House Arts Center, which is at 211 Hoyt Street. And then we can answer any questions that you guys have.
All right, floor is open.
I have commentary. As I look over these, I would think for convenience and proximity, the Athens Area Council on Aging probably would be a really good spot. Bobby Snipes is pretty far away. I did view the planning commission, building an auditorium. It's a lot. It's busy. I know it's busy. You know, they have a lot of stuff going on. So I don't know what kind of consistency we might have. And as they said, the London House Art Center will probably be in the same category as Lake Park, as they do construction on the parking deck.
Any other board members have initial comments?
Just initially, I appreciate, I see the wisdom in us having more than one option, 2 options to think of. I like having 4 things to consider. All other things being equal, I prefer public building versus private building. As we've all learned, you can run into, you know, if you're a private entity, you can, whenever you decide it's no longer working for you, you can say, we're not gonna host voting here anymore, and we're left holding the bag. That's not the case with county-owned buildings, but you're right, the location's really good. If it were not for the location being way up in the northern end of the precinct, Snipes seems like it checks all the other boxes. Linden House, I'm just skimming over this, is this, just to be clear, we know we need to have a new place for 2026 and for potentially 3 years, right? It'll be 3 years until Lake Park will be available again in any form. Is that right?
Yes.
And then even then, we learned from the manager's office, it would then be, what was it, 500 feet would be the minimum you'd have to walk, even with the best handicapped accessible parking space. You'd have to have a 500-foot traverse to get over to the door, which means even then it won't be, you know, I'm just making sure we're not putting a Band-Aid on. We're looking for a permanent move for it. I still think Snipes seems like the least worst, the best option to me, but I definitely hear what you're saying as well.
Bobby Snipes is probably my least worst option too. I do like this idea of an advanced voting site though, so for future planning, I like that. The Council on Aging does have decent parking, but again, privately owned building. So, Well, you had mentioned you like that as an option. Is that, you wanna add any more comment to that?
Yeah, I kinda like it because of proximity and, because I think that I'm looking at some of our statistics, and probably some of the voters already go there, some of our elderly voters already know where it's located and participate in some of the things that are going on in there. Does this site receive any funds from Athens-Clarke County?
Not that I know of. That would be a good question for interim system manager Saunders, but I don't know that. But I don't believe so, because every conversation that we've had so far is that it's a private building.
Okay, so they're, 501(c) or 3(4)
They're 501(c)(3).
nonprofit.
I feel like we have unanimous consent on not the planning department and not Linden House.
I was gonna say yes, to me, the planning department seems to be, to me, not a
The
suitable.
only plus is a county-owned building.
Right,
It's county building.
But so it's the water.
I'm glad we looked into it, thank you for doing that, look into it, because. Yeah, we can, I guess, that might help focus us. Is anybody wanting to advocate for the planning department as the option we move to? In my mind, I can kind of,
And parking is gonna be real challenging.
Is anyone a proponent of Linden House?
No.
No?
I think it's got too many
All right,
ups and downs.
all right,
thank
between two.
you.
Can I?
Do you have a additional?
Yeah, it just, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, there's bus to 780, right?
There's
There's
a
a
bus
bus.
to all of these locations.
Oh, okay. And then the, White Street, it's only a preliminary buy-in?
We were only able to have that first opening conversation this morning.
Okay.
So I've given them all of the information that I could over the phone. Wanda went out and saw the site. Pam has a few pictures on her computer if you want to see that. But there was a little bit of reservation that they might be asked to do this year over year.
Oh,
And there was talk about compensation, which I told her is possible under the law for heat and light. So it's a
So the
preliminary
enthusiasm-
buy-in.
And custodial.
Oh, yeah,
Yes, that's right.
so the enthusiasm for us to be there is curbed, in other words, that's what you're saying.
They were excited about it, but I mean, she was happy to talk to us about it. She said that,
How long has she been the, executive director?
this lady was not the executive director. She was the executive operations manager. But she had talked to the executive director, who said to go ahead and tell us that we could come there.
is it Anthony?
Eve Anthony is I didn't get to talk to her. It was Nikki Warren.
Can we
Sure.
feather out their real feelings about having us there long-term before we make a decision? You know, cause it's either a yes or a no and not a maybe. You know, tell them, you know, this is what we presented. Our intent is to be here long-term. If they can't do it, then we just, you know, we go back to Bobby Snipes or back to somebody.
Are you willing to have another special called meeting like next week? Because we need to get this done before January, so we meet all of the deadlines.
Mhm.
I'm,
Can we have a Zoom?
well, can't do that, no.
No. Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I'll just add that I'm very much in favor of Bobby Snipes.
Well, also considering that you have this possible electrical upgrades meeting.
Well, because we haven't been able to, it was such a short turnaround. No one's been out there yet to actually evaluate the electrical in the room. We just know that there's 5 outlets in the room.
And we know that's not enough.
Not quite enough.
Mhm.
So that's, I would say, another strike against them, that we can't vote on it possibly today because we don't even know if it has sufficient electrical outlets.
Well, if they'll let us do the upgrades, we did that for Timothy Baptist, and we paid for an electrician to come out and upgrade their
Mhm.
circuits. So I mean, if this is the site you want and they allow us to, that's something we can do again.
Yeah, I would add that my support for one is not,
Not-
support against, I'm
Yeah.
not, just because I'm
It-
for
it's
one, doesn't
not
mean I'm
there,
against the
it's-
other,
yeah,
I'm
the
just
enthusiasm
more for
is
this
not
one. than
there,
the-
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I think that Barber Street, even though it's a little bit further away, I like the idea, as Adams brought up, that it's county owned, and once we get in there, there's just about nothing they can do to get us out.
yeah.
I think in our situation, year to year, that's a star right
We're
there.
better, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to make a motion on that point?
I would, will you make that motion?
I imagine that, it seems to be that your intent is
Advocating for,
a motion to move
The site
Polling.
to,
precinct for 3B to
mhm.
Bobby Snipes.
Bobby Snipes Water Resource Center.
Mhm.
That to move. Okay. Street effective, I imagine effective date is needed here,
I wanna ask a
Effective
question
date?
too.
so,
Has
Wait till we
anybody-
get a second.
Okay.
sorry, just to word the motion.
Okay, yeah,
What's the
that'll
best way,
that'll come up. doing
right, what's the
it.
better way to craft it, like for the 2026, for all 2026 elections, should I mention
For all elections.
by March?
Indefinitely?
That's what you're making, right? That's what you're
Okay.
changing it to permanently, or.
Yeah.
For as long as permanent lasts.
Until further notice.
And it's
So-
still within the district, so.
So a motion
Yeah. so
by
that-
Ms. Till to move the polling location for precinct 3B to 780 Barber Street, effective immediately,
Yeah.
effective January 1st. Okay, okay.
We walk out of here.
It's a done deal.
That is a
Maybe
motion by
not.
Ms.
We'll see.
Till. If nobody else had seconded it, I would happily, but I didn't know if
I'll
y'all.
second it.
Okay.
No, okay, I've got that motion on the table.
Thank you.
Motion, Ms. Till, second, Ms. Riley, open for discussion. Go ahead, Ms. Phillips.
Yeah, I wanna have one question, and and somebody knows this. And, are we ever gonna move back to the, Lake Park?
Well, I can partially answer your question. One, that I can't predict the future, so I can't answer that part. But Andrew did say last meeting about the parking deck, that's what they were just referring to with the 500 feet. So it presents a ADA problem in the future.
That's
And it
right,
would be 3
Potential.
years.
that's right, I forgot that, I'm sorry, I forgot you weren't here for that, yep. there was,
Yeah, that's what they were,
Like,
so.
Be 3 years before we could move
Even,
back with them.
and even if they finish the construction on the faster end of his estimate, I think it was like 1.5 to 3 years or something like that. In 1.5 years, the plan would be a voter would have to go 500 feet, even from an ADA accessible spot to get to the door. There'd be no closer parking for them, and that, we didn't vote on that, but that kind of,
Yeah,
for some of us,
and
was just
then-
kind of a not good thing.
if the mayor and commission decides not to do this all together, we could then revote to move it back too, right? If,
Sure.
if
a
that's what
done
the
deal.
group wanted to do, you know, yeah. All right, so we have motion on the floor, we have a second. Would you read the motion for the record, please?
Absolutely. I have a motion by Ms. Till to move the polling location for precinct 3B to 780 Barber Street, the Bobby Snipes Water Resource Center, effective immediately, seconded by Ms. Riley.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes unanimously. Staff can get to work. Yay.
Y'all gonna be able, well, y'all work miracles. I don't think the city fathers understand what goes on at this department and what I don't feel like they have put as much stress on this department as they have other departments, and I don't think that's fair.
Mm.
I mean, I'm just speaking up about it, and I hope they hear what I'm saying. They need to, I've said this to someone, the mayor and the commissioners need to go out on election day, and they need to be like our former, assistant city manager. They need to be sitting in that seat with us whenever those folks come back from the poll, when the managers, and assistant managers come back. And they even need to know a bigger slice of what's going on with you guys. Cause as far as I can see, the things that they do, they don't have a clue. Yeah, and I hope y'all get a bigger budget, because y'all have had about 2 incidents this year that nobody expected or ever knew. We need a contingency budget for things like this.
All right, on that note, announcements, January 2026. 4:30 PM to right in this room, which is 2555 Lexington Road. That'll be our regular January meeting. And the next item on the agenda is to adjourn.
So move.
You wanna think longer?
All those in favor say aye.
We're dependent.
Trying to get him to